Hi, my name's Imogen Drummond. I'm currently doing the postgraduate diploma in law at BPP University in Bristol. I decided to go into law after I graduated from University of Edinburgh back in 2019. And so that's where I am at the moment. I'm currently applying for vacation schemes and training contracts for private law firms in London and Bristol. So I joined Mindset Mastery because there are a few things that I wanted to deal with in how I approach my work and general life. So one of those was dealing with imposter syndrome and the feeling that I'm, not doing well enough or not cut out for law as it's so competitive. Another one would be dealing with procrastination during my studies and application season. I often find that I am putting off my tasks that I need to do in order to achieve my goals, and that would often shoot me in the foot, and I wouldn't end up being where I would want to have been. So dealing with that was quite an important element of this course for me. And on top of that, I thought it would be great to really concretize my goals and where I wanted to be in the next few years, as I hadn't really given that some solid thought or working previously. So I've really enjoyed a lot of the science-based stuff that we've been doing with the Mindset Mastery course. So thinking about how your brain works and kind of the cognitive science behind that. So what it does to protect you, why it does what it does, how our brain has not physiologically evolved since thousands of years ago. And I think that has been really useful to me because it sheds a light on why my brain does the things that it does, and how that affects me in my day-to-day work and life in general. And having an understanding of that really has helped me to accept what's going on, and also observe it from kind of an external point of view, so it doesn't affect me as much. And once I understand it, I can then take ownership of it and kind of move beyond it, so I can accept that my brain is maybe trying to protect me from failure or not feeling good enough, acknowledge that, and then move forward with achieving whatever particular goals I had at that particular time. So compared to before I started the course, I was always quite a driven and motivated person. So I always had quite big goals and expectations of myself, but I would procrastinate a lot, which I mentioned earlier, which would end up putting me in a position that I found very frustrating, because I would know that I could achieve what I wanted to, but for some reason I just wasn't, even though I knew that I had the capability. So that was an issue for me that I really wanted to deal with before I started. And especially as a law student, law is an incredibly competitive field. And if you go into law without feeling secure in yourself, it's very, very easy to get a rejection or go on LinkedIn and compare yourself to other people's successes and suddenly feel like you don't deserve to be there, or there's no point in working towards what you want. And you can get very demoralized, wonder what the point is. And I think once you get into that sort of state of mind, you get demoralized, you lose your motivation, you get lethargic, and it's very easy to just spiral into a bit of a slump. So before I started this course, that was really an issue that I would have and wouldn't be able to get out of. But from doing the Mindset Mastery course and from what I've learned from it, it's much easier to now focus on my goals more and actually be productive when I want to be, instead of procrastinating and not getting where I want to be. What's possible for me now then is I can set myself a plan for the day in the knowledge that I'm going to get through it. And that's really important for me, because I used to kind of set a plan and then not really follow it through. But now I have a better understanding of what's going on mentally and internally. I can clock when I'm falling off track, acknowledge it, and like talk to my brain, and then get back right on track to where I want it to be. And that's obviously super useful for productivity. It's useful for my own mindset and my own sense of achievement and well-being, because I'm actually getting to where I want to be at the end of each day, as opposed to feeling really disappointed and not doing what I want. And so, yeah.